Hi everyone, welcome back to Hope and Coffee. I'm Hope with my coffee, and today we're just going to talk real briefly. So I wanted to talk about the third date that I ever attempted to go on from a dating app. And so, this is kind of a little, I guess, mini series within this little my little channel, but I always just dating apps just don't really work for me. I'm just going to go ahead and start off right there. So dating apps don't really work for me. 99% of the time, dates don't happen. I will be ready to go to meet these people, or they will flake the day before or the day of. So, back once I moved here to Georgia, I had gone on 2 dates, so we've already kind of talked about those. So you're welcome to go back and listen to those episodes. But right around Christmas time of I think 22, yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe November or so, I happened to meet a guy on the dating app, and we seemed to hit it off really well. We seemed to have a lot in common. He played D&D, I played D&D, we both watched anime, we liked the same sort of music. The only kind of bad thing was that he had a daughter, which, I mean, it's not a deal breaker. I just, I've never really envisioned myself as a person who had kids. I have a puppy, but hey, you know what? If I really click with the guy, I'm willing to not that let that be a deal breaker. Especially at my age, it's a possibility for some people, and that's okay. So, wasn't a deal breaker, wasn't the biggest fan of it, but that was okay. Totally understandable. And he lived about 45 minutes away. And that's also not a terrible thing because, I mean, from where I worked to where he was only about 20 minutes. It was just the fact that he was 20 minutes on the other side of that. So it seems like the guys that I was connecting with on these dating apps, because the first one was also about an hour away, the second one was about an hour to 45 minutes away, 45 minutes or an hour away. So this third guy, it wasn't again a deal breaker. He was about 45 minutes away, and he seemed willing to come to Georgia or come over to Atlanta in order for us to go on a date. Well, we made a plan to go on a date, and he literally calls me the day before, and calls or texts, I can't really remember, and says he's got the flu. I'm like, okay, crap, well, that really sucks. So we continued to talk and text for a little while. He got over the flu, and then as we were starting to plan our second first date, because the first one had not actually happened, he he ended up getting something else. He got another illness, and I don't remember what it was, foot and mouth disease, something like that. I don't really know, something like that. Hand, foot, and mouth disease, something. So he ended up getting that, and I was like, well, crap. Okay, so this is just not fated to happen, at least at this point. And again, he had actually been calling me. We had talked on the phone, so I knew he seemed like a real person. He was pretty cute in his pictures, and when we video chatted, he looked like his pictures. So I didn't have any worries about that. But after after that second date never happened, he kind of fell off the radar. He stopped texting and responding. So I think he either connected with somebody else or just decided that it wasn't worth the time to try to come over the 45 minutes. And I wasn't even asking him to come the full way. I was willing to meet him somewhere that was comparable for both of us. But it never actually ended up happening. I think I tried texting him once, a month or two later on, just kind of to see if he was alive. And I never got a response, and I don't even know why. I think I just have a closure thing where I just kind of wonder why do people do that? Um, but yeah, so that was date number 3 that never actually happened. So it wasn't even date number 3. But it started to set a precedence because he was not the first guy in the span of about 4 months to bail on me and say they were sick. I literally, so November, he did it twice. Same guy, he did it twice. In January and February, I had two guys in January do it, like literally day of, day before. They end up getting sick. They can't go on the date with me. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they got cold feet. I don't know. Then I even like in Huntsville, I tried two different guys. Also, bail on me. They flake out. They don't like follow through with the date. Go back to Georgia to pack up my stuff, and then I have it happen again. So I don't know what's going on, but if you're actually sick, then I'm sorry. But please do not use that excuse if you're not actually sick, because there's no way in a 4-month period of time, 5 different guys are getting sick the day before or day of the date that they're supposed to be having with me. There's just no freaking way. I literally just don't believe it. One guy tried to tell me that his daughter was in the hospital and had to have her pancreas out. Like, maybe, but he really didn't, like, the way he was saying it did not, like, seem like an overly concerned father. He seemed like he was trying to get out of going, like, on the date with me. Like, he just didn't want to follow through. So it's really kind of a bummer. Like, just be honest. Say, hey, I'm sorry. I don't know if I feel a connection. But the thing is, like, some of, like, for one of those guys, I had met him once before, and we had actually a fantastic date. And then, like, he texted me for several days until all of a sudden that happened, and then I never heard from him again. And I was like, what just happened? The other 4 guys, no call, no shows. And pretty much one of them I met 3 months later for a cup of coffee. Super nice guy, but I don't know. I don't know what his deal was, but sadly, it just, it was really disappointing. I don't know. I really don't know, because I don't think I'm setting a high expectation, really. If anything, I'm trying to just see if, like, I can, make some friends. If I connect with them on a romantic level, then that's awesome. But I'm not even putting a lot of, like, I am putting myself out there. I'm responsive to text messages. I just don't know exactly what it is that's, like, making these guys completely flake out. I am so not sure. But I just thought that was very strange, and I wanted to tell you and share about that precedence that, so now it's been almost 7 months since that first guy kind of flaked, no called, no showed, and just vanished in that ghosting fashion. I have had an additional 3 more people just fall off the face of the earth, and I have one date story that I will tell you about in another episode, but we'll get to that guy a little later. But until next time, I hope y'all all have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next page.